In this video, I'm going to be comparing computer science and software engineering to find out which major is the right choice for you, or even which career path is the right choice for you, because there is a difference between the major and the actual careers. Before I start this video, I just want to give some background on myself, because I have a degree in computer science and I'm actually working as a software engineer. So I actually have experience with both. Software engineering was not offered at my college, so I was not able to take that. However, I think that would have been the better choice for me academically and education-wise. I would have had more useful classes if I had a software engineering degree, because that's the kind of stuff I'm interested in. I'm interested in making software, so obviously a software engineering degree would have been better, but computer science is a close second. Honestly, it didn't really make too much of a difference outside of college. However, the computer science degree lacked a lot of applicable information for creating software or making anything that anybody could use. I never even got out of the terminal in computer science. Everything that we did was basically just text-based and solving problems with numbers, and it never got out of that little text box. On my own, on side projects, the first thing that I'd want to do is make something that users can use, a user interface. And I had no experience with that in my computer science degree, and I would bet that most software engineering degrees have a whole class based on that alone, because it is so important to make your app or website look good. And we didn't learn any of that. Literally, I didn't even learn how to make a button in any of my classes. And this is 4 years of college. They didn't teach us how to make a button. I just find that honestly insane. Even if computer science is supposed to be mostly about theory and research, I really think that they should have incorporated more user interfaces or just making apps and websites in general, because a lot of people are interested in that alone and they don't really care too much about the research and information behind it. But even if they do, and I am in the middle, I do enjoy researching and figuring out new computer science things and staying up with the latest technology, but I always want to be able to share it with other people. If I find a new discovery or figure out an app that I want to share, I want to be able to share it. And we didn't learn any of that in the degree at all. My capstone was really the first time I ever dealt with making anything visual at all. And what I made for my capstone was a Rubik's Cube solving software. You'd put in the colors of your cube and it would show you a 3D visualized cube solving itself, and you could rotate it and follow along with your actual cube to complete it. I made that all from scratch, making the visuals of the cube rotating, and that was a great learning experience. However, I literally did all of that on my own, and it had nothing to do with the degree. It was just go make this project and come back and show us how you did. So I learned how to do everything myself, and that was one of the most fun experiences I had in the degree, or most useful, I'd say. There was another class where we had a group project to make a website, and again, they didn't really teach us how to make the website. It was more just make this, figure it out on your own, bring it back to us. So I guess in a way the degree did teach us a very little bit of user interfaces, but we were free to figure out our own way to do it. They didn't teach us the right way or what the best way to do any of these things were. However, I bet that in software engineering this would be different, and I'd love to get a software engineer to talk to. So I'm probably going to do that in one of the future videos. I'll find somebody that is actually doing software engineering or that already graduated with a software engineering degree and talk to them about it, because I just know that I felt like my degree was lacking in computer science, especially for someone looking to get into software or websites, web design. If your college offers both computer science and software engineering, there's a very good chance that if you look at the required classes, that there is going to be a ton of overlap. So if you want to take that into account, if you're just going into college, you could pick one of these, and in the beginning, I bet a ton of the classes are going to be the same. So if you want to push off your real decision to like a year or maybe even 2 years into your degree, it might be possible, as long as you check your required classes and see that they have a lot of overlap in the beginning. If they don't, then you might want to be a little bit quicker on making your decision into which one you think is more interesting to you. Either way, if you're going for computer science or software engineering, I honestly think that just pick one of them and then focus heavily on doing side projects. It is way more important than the degree itself, and I wish that more people would have emphasized this to me when I was starting out, because I would have spent way more time in the beginning focusing on just anything I'm interested in rather than what the course was specifically telling me to. Because I don't care if you have a 4.0 GPA, if you have no side projects, the person that has 4 working websites that have active users is definitely going to get the job easier than you. Maybe a 4.0 is a bad example, but the good grades aren't all that matters. In fact, a lot of people see projects as showing you know how to implement this information rather than just showing you're good at taking tests. Really focus on those side projects. I know that this isn't comparing the 2 degrees, it's just a good tip. Side projects, please do them. One of the main things to realize about these 2 majors is the fact that you can get the same job with either degree. Because right now I graduated with a computer science degree and I have a software engineering job. And I never really planned on doing computer science, like as in researching theories of computers and how they work, or finding the most efficient way to sort numbers, anything like that. I wasn't really too interested in it, although I do have fun solving problems. You might find that there's a little bit more friction trying to get a software engineering job with a computer science degree. However, I think that it is not that difficult to overcome. And most places are just looking for experience or side projects that you have, or just how you are as a person. They don't really care too much about your degree, other than that it has something to do with computers, and it shows that you are smart enough to get a degree, basically. And I'm going to make a whole video on this separately, where the degree and the education you get from the degree doesn't matter as much as the piece of paper itself. Basically, the short end of it is that a degree is basically just a filter for HR. That basically shows them, okay, these people are dedicated enough to go through 4 years of something and finish it, maybe get good grades at the end. It just shows them that it's an easy way to filter out the majority of people applying for a job. If you're interested in the algorithms and how computers work, and artificial intelligence, and just research in general, then computer science is definitely the better choice for you, because that's just what it's about. You do the research, you learn all of the nitty-gritty details about computers and how they work and how you can improve them in the future, and you will really be on the cutting edge of technology if you become a computer scientist. When software engineers don't really find out new information about computers, but rather they use the information that the computer scientists have found. So a computer scientist might find some new way that a camera can recognize objects. The software engineer will then take this program that the computer scientist made and put it all together with other findings or other pieces of technology that already exist. And they don't really spend too much time on the actual research or figuring out of new information. They just use what is already existing and make it into a nice packable format for people to use. If you are currently in one of these degree programs right now and you are wondering if you should switch to the other, I would say that for most people the answer is no. I don't think that is worth the extra effort or time to switch to the other major if it is going to add extra time to your degree. If it isn't going to add any extra time and you don't have any extra classes to add and you think that there's a ton of overlap and you could just make a clean break and switch to the other major, then I'd say it's probably all right. Then that should be fine. But if you think it's going to add any extra time to your degree or it's going to take a lot more effort, I would say save that time and effort and put it into side projects or just side courses that you could use to learn your own information. But realize that that is what you're going to have to do. Don't rely only on your degree, because I did that a lot in the beginning and I wish that I would have known that I wasn't going to learn what I wanted to in the degree. I feel like I always waited for the next class to teach me what I wanted to know. When the next class came, it wasn't what I wanted to know, and that cycle just kept going on until basically I got finished with college and I was like, wait a minute, I'm done? That was it? I've been waiting this whole time for this breakthrough class that's going to teach me all of the things that I want to know and help me get a job, but that never came. It really turns out that you have to focus on making side projects and doing your own research and learning, watching tutorials, taking courses online. Honestly, taking online courses is better than taking courses at most colleges, because you could actually take classes at great colleges like Stanford or Harvard for free because they post their courses online on YouTube or on their own websites, and it's completely free lectures that you could just go watch for completely free. The only thing that you're lacking is that external commitment where you paid for it, so you know you have to do it. Since it's free, people don't want to do it, even though it's one of the most expensive colleges around. All of those colleges have free options where they just post their videos online, but people don't do it because they didn't pay for it, I guess, or they didn't dedicate their time to moving there, staying on campus, and it's not that commitment. But if you can discipline yourself to do those courses on your own, you'll definitely get a better education than you would in most colleges. So that would be my advice, is just pick one of these and then learn on your own on the side, but realize that if you do computer science, it's going to take a little bit more effort than if you just did the software engineering degree straight up, because you're going to have to do your own research and make your own side projects without the help from the degree. If you do software engineering, you will have that help, but still go outside the degree and work on side projects. Either way, the degree isn't as important because you could do either job career. You could become a computer scientist with software engineering, and you could become a software engineer with computer science. So don't let that hang you up too much, and just get started on those side projects, okay? That's my main gripe about the two majors. Side projects matter more than the degree. Okay, that's not really what this video is about. I should just make a video about side projects. I'll do that. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video helps you make the right choice. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. If you want to see more videos from me, please subscribe and hit the bell. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.